Thanks for joining our class today. Here we are for our second class for year 2024. I am Dr. Tawa. Very nice to meet you all. We usually wait around 10 minutes after 10. We usually start on 10:10 to allow everyone to join. I think the numbers are pretty good, so I think we can start already. If any of your friends have not joined, they're waiting to join, please inform them that we are going to start. And let me start by sharing my screen. Okay. All right. So again, very good morning. I hope you can hear me well, can see my screen, and also can see my video. Please confirm in the chat box and keep all your mics muted at all times. Okay, fantastic. All right. Okay. So in our previous class, our first class, which was back in, I think, March, we focused mostly on proposal and thesis. Okay. And today, as promised in the last class, we'll be focusing more on journal. Okay. Today's class, it's not about how to write a journal. That one, I think, got many classes, many workshops done already. But today, rather, we're going to look at a strategical point of view, how we can extract journals from your proposal and thesis, when to extract, how to extract, what kind of papers you can extract, and so on. Because your proposal and thesis is the main benchmark point where you can extract all the papers that you want, and how early into your PhD you should start the or masters lah. You should start the extraction processes already. And we might have a lot of supervisors today. For supervisors also, they can have a perspective today on when they can start planning their publication, when their PhD students, master students start writing their proposals as well, or even theses. Okay, so today we are going to focus on Scopus Web of Science journals with AI as your assistant. So again, this word is very important, this key phrase, AI as your assistant, AI not replacing you. Those are two different things. AI replacing you means AI will write everything for you. That is not going to be part of this class. Okay, because I don't trust AI in the first place. Why? I will tell you today. I've also reiterated that in the last class. But how we can use it effectively without harming ourselves. When I say harming, I'm not talking about ethics. I'm talking about the content itself. The precision of the content, Turnitin AI, contextual, and all those information. Okay, so how we can use it effectively. That is what we're going to do today. And how can we actually publish or get papers accepted before proposal defense? This is quite imperative because you have very limited time, especially in PhD, only have 3 years. In masters, probably less than 2 years. How in those very limited window, you can fulfill your graduation requirement as well. Okay, so with that, again, I'm Dr. Tawa. I think most of you know me, so this is a bit of my background. I'm not going to go into the details of this. And I'm coming from Proofreading by UK PhD. We are an ISO 9001 certified academic consulting firm. And also, we are endorsed by SFEP and Human Resource Ministry Malaysia. We are currently present in about 34 to 36 or 37 countries as of this year. And we have official proofreader or MOU in progress with most of the universities here, or completed already. Okay, so today, we are going to entirely focus on publication, thesis to journal conversion. In the last class, we already focused on proposal thesis development, Viva proposal defense examination. We focused a bit on that. And today we are also going to focus how you can strategize in terms of your language delivery as well. Okay, so as usual, please participate 100%. Okay, if you're doing anything else, stop doing it. You can do it all later. Don't worry. But this class would not be repeated until I think maybe even next year won't be repeated. Okay, so it'll take maybe at least 2 years to go to repeat this. Okay. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat box. I'll be more than happy to answer. All right. So to everyone who joined today, some of you might be joining many times already. This might be not your first time, but there will be some people, some students or participants or academicians who join us for the first time. So my usual question is, do you guys know where to download these templates? These are templates designed by me personally on how to write certain parts of your proposal, thesis, critical literature review template, literature summary template, literature matrix template, problem statement template. We'll be looking into this today, systematic review template. And we got more. We have all this. In the last class, we have already explored this and this, table of content and proposal defense viva questions. And we got more. This will be focused in the next class. So how many of you don't know where to go and download all these templates or how to even use it? Please let me know in the chat box. Okay, so we have quite a number of people who don't know. Okay, not a problem. That is totally fine. So I will guide you guys today. So before we go into the guiding part, where to download, I have a lot of free classes. Okay, in the last 2 to 3 months, I did not do any, quite busy, but I've done a lot in the past years and also beginning of this year. These are all the classes that you can find in my Facebook page, which is located under this QR code. But I'll also share you the link to make your life easier. Let me show you guys. Okay, so that is our Facebook page link. Okay, you can check it out here. So under this page link, you can see a lot of information that we share, okay, almost on daily basis, as much as we can. Okay, you can check it out all here. Important papers, important literature that will definitely help you guys go through it. The link is given in the chat box. You can click it, open it. And once you arrive here, make sure you click follow and then click follow again, select favorites. Okay, that's how you select favorites. So anything that we post, any class that I organize on Facebook, you will be notified. Okay, now how do you go and find, yes, I have YouTube as well. I'll be sharing that in a separate link. Okay, how do you go and watch all the past videos? So if you go here, click more, go to videos. Okay, here, this is currently the most popular class for, I think, for past few weeks now. A lot of people are watching this particular class on how to write problem statements, series 1. You can go and watch if you want to. Then if you scroll down further, you can find a full playlist of classes, okay, like this. So you click see all. Okay. So here are all the classes, okay. Like this one is the past class. This is development traditional ChatGPT base. We have about 16,000 views, 16,000 plays they call it. So if you missed the previous class, you did not went through my ChatGPT class on thesis, proposal, and so on, you can go and watch this video here. A much shorter version is this, 11,000 views. This is the much shorter version. This is the longer version. It's about 2 hours. This is slightly over an hour. Then we have a literature review AI tool and web of science. This is another class that I conducted. And all these are classes that I conducted in the past. Okay, literature review template, problem statement template, literature review part 1, background writing, introduction writing, high impact journal publishing, and so on and so forth. Okay, so whenever you're free, you want to, no problem, Aisha. If you want to learn things for free, because I feel that too many workshops out there, they are charging I would say not irrationally for simple classes. Then I decided, this simple stuff is very easy to understand. You actually don't need to, you don't need to pay for this kind of classes. So what I did, I made all free. Okay, so you guys can go and watch, just that you guys need to spend time, go through whichever class that is relevant to you. Example, you got problem with research objective, you can go and watch it here. You got problem with problem statement, you can watch all these classes. Then you got problem with your research design, you can watch this, and so on and so forth. Okay. Kusa, it will be high favor if all valuable links will be shared and typed in WhatsApp group. is I just have one particular link which will take you everywhere, so I don't confuse you guys. Okay, don't worry. I will share it in WhatsApp group also. Nothing, no problem at all. Okay, so those are all the classes for you guys. And then now we go to the templates. So the templates can be all downloaded in this one single link. Templates, send to everyone. Templates, YouTube channel, TikTok channel, Facebook classes, upcoming classes, our services, what we do, all those things, okay, all those things can be downloaded from this particular link that I just shared in the WhatsApp group, okay, which is here. I've shared in the WhatsApp group also. Sorry, not WhatsApp group, Zoom chat. Okay, so if you open that, you'll basically arrive here. So this particular web or web page will take you to all my links. Okay, so including my YouTube channel as well. So you can see at the bottom here, all the free video classes on Facebook and all TikTok, Telegram, and so on. So once you arrive here, make sure you click the subscribe button. If you subscribe to me by entering your email address, click agree, and subscribe, then any new classes that I announce like this will be notified. Okay, I will send an email notification to all of you so that you guys can join also. Okay, so make sure you subscribe. Okay, that is the first thing. I'll give you all 30 seconds to subscribe. Okay, so now let's go to Telegram group to see how we download those templates. So we click here, Telegram group. Okay, so we open up. This is the Telegram group, 15,382 members, the largest academia Telegram group in the world, okay, that has opened up to the entire world. Since it's very niche academia, so we are that is all lah. This group is slowly growing lah, because it's a very niche area, very niche membership. So if you realize this group is open, you guys can type out messages. Why I allow typing out messages? Usually such big group, they will disable comments, but I still open it up. His phone, okay. So if you leave it open like this, then what you can do, you can share your instrument if you want to collect data. If you have any queries, you can ask, you can request those queries. If you have any questions, you can share. If anyone wants to answer, they will answer, and so on and so forth. That is the purpose of this group. And not only that, you can also download all the templates. Okay, you can download all the templates. You click here, search, type templates. Just one moment. Kelvin, open the door. They're trying to open. Fatin, open the door. Doorbell on your app. Okay, sorry. So here, if you type search here, templates, then you click here. Okay, so these are all the templates for this particular class or for any classes. So these are templates for IIUM if you want to go and download. Okay. Then for today's class in particular, we have 3 other sets of notes that will be important. Review paper notes, I'll tag again for you guys. Review paper notes. Okay. Then you can also download Prisma templates, which is this. This Prisma template is important for systematic review. Systematic review Prisma templates, IIUM, can download there. Then we also have review paper samples. Okay, these are sample review papers. I'll tag again. Systematic review, scoping review, narrative review, and so on. Review paper samples, IIUM. Okay, so you can download all of it from here. Okay, so Sunny, Tazara, you can check out. Aiman already shared the link, and also Rosmaya also shared already. Okay, so thank you very much, guys. Thanks for sharing. From there, you can find your way to the Telegram. Okay, so anyone else having problem joining the Telegram group, please let me know. I've already tagged, and also you can find other important materials. Example, you want to know how to write problem statement, just type problem statement. Click search here, type problem statement. Okay, so problem statement. You search, you can find abundance of notes, materials, classes, and so on here. So everything is centrally located in this particular Telegram group. Okay, that is Telegram for you guys. If you have issues, please let me know. And not only that, for IIUM students, we also have WhatsApp group. Okay, so any future classes and so on, or any TikTok important videos and so on, everything notes will be shared also in this particular group. So if you're not in WhatsApp group IIUM, you can click this link to join. Okay, so I'll allow all of you about 2 minutes to join all the links to join IIUM group and so on. Once you guys are done, please let me know in the chat box and then we will resume the class. Okay, so I can see many new joiners here in IIUM group, WhatsApp group. So I'll let you guys join first. Make sure you guys join the WhatsApp group. Very, very important, because then all the future classes you guys can follow. So you don't miss out on any important classes. Because my classes will be usually connected. It'll be like a chain of classes. It'll be connected one after another. Okay, still have joiners. One more minute. So anyone having trouble to join Telegram group, to join WhatsApp group, and so on, please let me know in the chat box. Okay, so this is the Telegram link directly if you want to join. Okay. This is the only way to join the group. If you cannot join, then you need to check your service provider why you cannot join. And for those who want to join WhatsApp, this is WhatsApp. Yeah, no problem, Kusai. I totally understand. No worries. That is why I'm giving time for all of you to join. Okay, so I think no more queries. I think all of you managed to join. So let's kickstart the class today. So all the notes, information, extra classes, everything had been shared. So with that, today we are going to focus on 6 key items. Okay, what are high impact journals? How to find a journal for submission. That's very, very crucial. Types of journal papers, potential extraction of journals from a thesis, extraction processes, cover letter and sample. Okay, this cover letter will be a bonus thingy. If you have enough time today, I will cover it. Otherwise, I'll just share the cover letter with you. You can go through it at your end. Okay. And if you have any questions, you can come back and ask. So it depends on the time today, depends on how much of questions you guys are asking. So if I entertain a lot on the questions, I try to answer and so on, we might not have time for this, which is totally okay. Don't worry about it. You can also go it on self-guides. Do it on self-guide. Okay. All right. So before I get into the main agenda of today, what is the publication requirement for your master's or PhD, or if you're an academician or supervisor, for your KPI? How many Scopus or how many Web of Science you have to achieve? Please let me know in the chat box. Okay. Okay, please clearly indicate 2 Scopus or 2 Web of Science, or 4 Scopus or 5 Scopus or 10 Web of Science or 1 Scopus. Please let me know. Okay, 2 indexed. Hmm. 3 Scopus. Wow, okay. All right. Hmm. Okay, so it's more or less in average 2 index journals. Okay. So if when it comes to indexing, I would always advise you to go minimum Scopus. If you're going to put that amount of effort to write a paper, don't waste it by just putting into any indexing. Make it an important requirement to go minimum Scopus index. If you want to go Web of Science, will be even better, but I leave that to you. But minimum, go for Scopus. There is no point you only go for Google Scholar Index or ERA Index and so on. Those doesn't take you very far. Since you're already writing a paper, your hard work, make sure it goes into the top-notch journals. When I say top-notch, I'm not talking Web of Science. That is very difficult nowadays. But if you want to go, please go. But minimum, go for Scopus. That's at least Scopus Q4, Q3. It will be really worthwhile all your effort. Okay, that's my personal advice to all of you. So with that, can you guys publish concept paper or review paper from chapters 1 to 3? Is it possible or not? Okay, is it viable or not? Okay. These are 2 examples, okay, key examples that have we consulted recently. We consulted, proofread, and paraphrased. 2 different scenario, 2 different area. Okay, so this will be a very good case study for today. So firstly, this is JMIR Publications. Okay, it's a Canadian publication for medical sciences. Very, very, very strong publisher. Okay, and very expensive, extremely expensive, open access. This was a client from Warwick University. Warwick. Okay, it's pronounced as Warwick, not Warwick. That's how English pronounce it. Warwick. W becomes silent. It's top, if I'm not mistaken, top 8 universities in the UK. So he is doing his PhD there. Right after we coach and consulted his Nasir, his chapters 1 to 3, we advise him to start writing protocol paper and also SLR paper. Protocol paper in medical area is known as concept paper in every other area. So medical, business, social, information system, and all those things that uses quantitative or qualitative, that is known as concept paper, which talks about your chapters 1 to 3. In medical, they call it protocol paper. So this chap here, he wrote a protocol paper, okay, after we coach and so on. And we managed to publish it in 6 months. Okay, 6 months, 3 revisions, 1 submission only. That means single journal only. We never submit elsewhere. Q2 impact factor 1.7, SCIE Web of Science, conceptual review, medical, also known as protocol review. Okay, now 6 months. Is this possible? Is 6 months too late? If you ask me, at the present demographic, at the present situation environment, 6 months is considered very, 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 very fast. Very, very fast. So don't take this as the benchmark. This should be your minimum benchmark, 6 months. Anything earlier than that, you're considered very lucky, or that journal can be considered predatory. Okay, predatory. Yeah, remember the term predatory. Predatory. Anything less than 6 months, or I would say anything less than 3 or 4 months is too fast. Okay, too fast. Something is wrong. A great example of that, examples of that would be MDPI, Frontiers, Hindawi, which all mostly got kicked out from the indices. And even worse, most of the countries ban these journals because they are too fast, hence lack in quality. I personally liked MDPI because they were very fast. They disrupted the very late process of journals, but they got, I would say, greedy. They published too much in very short time, and the quality really deteriorated. Okay, that's why all the journals took a step back. Okay, all the journals took a step back. They don't want to publish too fast, don't want to accept it too fast. So they now take time to review properly and to publish. Okay, so that is one good example, which shows that you can do it from your chapters 1 to 3. Not one paper. Nasir had one protocol paper, which took him 6 months. The systematic review paper took him around 9 months, nine to 10 months. Systematic review. Okay, so that is a good example here. Then we have another example. Okay, another example here: conceptual framework of executive coaching in family business succession planning, the Malaysian context. This is by Alice. Okay, Datin Alice, who is doing PhD in Taylor's. Okay. So Datin Alice, basically, we after we coach her chapter 1 to 3, we told her how to extract the paper, and then she went on to do all the extraction herself. She did the whole process, and then she started submission. Okay, she submitted in the first paper, Journal 1, on 23rd December 2022. Okay, after that, got rejection very quickly. I think within few days or within few weeks. I think within few days. Then journal number 2, 3rd February. She took some time to format and find the journal and so on. Then she resubmitted and got rejected within, I think, 24 hours. Then she reformatted again. Whenever she reformats, she has to adjust back the word count. That means the word count has to reduce or increase and so on. So the third journal became 19 March. Okay. Then the fourth journal became 28 March. Okay, third journal rejected after submission 19 March. Immediately she reformatted, submitted on journal 4 to journal 4 on 28 March, again got rejected. So then she came back to me, because in the first place she tried to use ChatGPT to proofread, and then Grammarly to proofread and so on. But it was not sufficient. There was few other issues taking place. So what she did, she came back to us, getting rejected back to back from December to March, 4 months already, getting rejected, and she got very depressed already lah. But I can tell you, 4 months of rejection is nothing. It's normal. It's very, very normal. So don't take it very personally. Getting rejection from journals are very, 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 very normal. Okay, very normal. So what I did, I proposed to her, we better do proofreading, paraphrasing. We restructured the whole paper back in terms of language, the flow of the paper, and then you resubmit. So we took around 1 month to proofread, paraphrase. Then we finished in April. 15 May, reformatted and submitted the paper on 15 May last year, 2023. After, I think, 4 revisions, okay, she got accepted on 3rd April 2024. So in total, it took 1 year and 6 months to get the paper accepted. Now, if you ask me, is this normal? I would say nowadays it's pretty normal. It is taking time. Okay, it is taking time. For an example, I have my own paper here. Okay, just last week published. Okay, my own paper. This was on climate change. Okay, the title is very unique. Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Do climate change variations enhance the spread of COVID-19? So me, together with Associate Professor Effie, Dr. Harold, and so on, we produced this paper. We used systematic review. Okay, we started the submission from 2022. Towards the end of 2022, we started the submission. Rejected from 3 journals. Even us, the same story. Yeah, no, it's not only for students. Everyone facing the same problem. Rejected. They say out of scope, out of scope, out of scope. Then finally, we found this journal. Under BMC, Globalization and Health, impact factor 10.8, very, very high impact, Q1. We went through, if I'm not mistaken, 4 to 5 revisions, and finally got accepted in April and published last week. Okay, so it does take time. Scopus of Web of Science, sometimes you can be lucky like this, which won't happen very frequently, but this is more tantamount nowadays. It's more prominent these days, 1 year plus, 11 months, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now with that, how far can your review paper go? How far in terms of impact factor, especially if you have any academicians in-house today, if they want to publish really high impact, how far a review paper can go. Okay. Firstly, I need to tell, the higher the impact factor, the longer it takes, because it takes a lot of effort. Getting rejection is normal. Don't get worked up or sad or start doubting yourself because you're getting rejected. If I submit also, I'll still get a lot of rejection given my experience. Okay, given the way I craft my paper, I draw my graphs, the way I write my paper, the results, the way I present, the way I discuss, the way I build my language, okay, my language model in the paper, it still gets rejected. It's very normal. Okay, very, very normal. Why? 10 years ago, when I do PhD, let's say back then there were 10,000 students, example, ratio, 10,000 students doing PhD all over the world. There were about 500 journals, example. So 10,000 to 500 journals. That was that was the ratio back then, roughly lah. Now there are like 1 million students doing research, but the journals may be around 2,000 only. Why? A lot of journals came, but a lot of scam happened. A lot of white collar crime. A scam journal creating a similar looking journal website and then scam students, scam academician, publish too fast, get kicked out from Scopus, Web of Science. Those days, 10 years ago when I did PhD, it was not that prominent. Now it's a very prominent crime. If you go on Facebook, you can see a lot of people advertising Scopus publication 2 days, Scopus publication 1 day, 24 hours. No such thing. All that are scam. Don't get carried away. Publication will take time. So you guys don't go and, not you guys, most of us, please don't try to go for fast publication and then get cheated and then, break down because of that. Publication will take time. Okay, understand that first. Like these papers, all these 4 papers, I have worked on it personally, whether in the capacity of language proofreading or in the capacity of coaching and consulting. We have worked on all of this. And I know how long it took, because these are all very, very high impact papers. So I was personally involved during the development of the papers. So example, this is one of the first papers that I know went very, very high impact, Dr. Adila's paper from UTM back then. Renewable and sustainable energy reviews. This is in engineering area. I think more than 1 year. Okay, she took more than 1 year. Q1, impact factor 15.9, SCIE Web of Science, ranked number 2 out of 46. Okay, narrative review. That's how long it took. More than a year, easily. Okay, many rejection and resubmission and so on. But this is a very good paper for you to look at. You can download this paper from my Telegram group. If you're from engineering area, you want to write review paper, go and read this paper. Now, if you're from social science area, you want to write a review paper. Maybe you don't want to go Web of Science, not so high. I would advise you not to as well, because it takes very long. If you are chasing against time, don't aim review paper for Web of Science. Review paper would be more suitable for Scopus. But again, then, this is Dr. Parvez. He really wanted to publish high impact, so he worked out his best. We worked on the language part. It's on ISO standards. Many rejections, and finally he got accepted here. Q1 impact factor 13.4, Wiley Journal, Business Strategy and Environment. This is Elsevier. This is Wiley. Ranked number 4 out of 306, conceptual review. This is a conceptual review. Okay, after that, for those who are in pure science area, food, or any scientific areas, like you can look at this. This is a food science paper. Trends in food science and technology review paper also. Q1 impact factor 15.3. SCIE Web of Science, ranked number 2 out of 142. Conceptual review. Also a very good paper to look at. These are all very high ranking papers. Every journal got ranking. Okay, every journal got ranking, especially in Web of Science. Those are the top-notch journals in the world. This is another good example from Dr. Harold himself. Systematic Literature Review. This is the second paper of Dr. Harold that we worked on in Systematic Review. Q1 impact factor 11.1, ranked number 6 out of 75, Systematic Review. Okay, this is another prime example you can look at. Okay, if you want to download these papers, you can go and download. If you want to achieve such high impact, please do. Don't be worried. But you need to really consider the time And you need to have a lot of patience, a lot of patience. Rejection, reviews, many, many, many reviews that you need to respond and so on. Okay, so how to publish such high good impact ones? I mean, like Scopus and Web of Science. Firstly, of course, you need to do very good research, which couples with very good RORQ, okay, which addresses very, very important areas, important segments. Do not work alone, have a team. Okay, single authored papers are usually quite difficult to get published because they know people don't really work alone in academia. To address the RORQ, you must have very solid research methodology. It goes hand in hand. And with all that, produce amazing results. Let's say you don't have data, you have solid research methodology, you can also consider systematic review or scoping review, which also have a methodology perspective if you don't have data. But Web of Science, I won't say impossible, but it takes time. Now, presently, we are working on many systematic review of Web of Science. All of them are already crossing 1 year. It takes time. Okay, it takes time. And then that all of this comes with solid writing and very solid language. And you need to remember never to change anything after proofreading. Even if you change, make sure you proofread back the paper. Language is very, very important in this kind of papers. Okay, so on the other hand, if you want to look at the anatomy of publishing, okay, the embodiment of publishing, this would be the entire body. Okay, this would be head, this is you, and this is what you should have in terms of a paper. And the paper should be standing on, this would be the two legs that the papers are standing on. Very good writing, very good language. The way you present your paper, the way you compose your paper, and the way that you structure the language, and all the necessary content. That means what I'm trying to say is there is no way you can publish good papers if you only write well or if you proofread. That means your assumption, if I proofread, paraphrase Dr. Tawa, my paper go into Web of Science. No such thing. I have to be very honest. And at the same time, if you think I can write very good paper and then I can definitely get it accepted, no need proofread, no need good language, no need solid writing, they see my result, they'll accept. No such thing also. They won't even cross your introduction section. If you never write well, you never compose the story well in introduction, your problem statement, they won't even cross the section. They just reject the paper outright because they cannot understand what you're trying to say. So everything works in an ecosystem, in a unified synergy. All right. So what else? Your paper must be an informative paper. When I say informative paper, there must be something to take home, a value that they can use. So example, if you look at this paper of mine, this is a review paper. Okay, this is a review paper. We did systematic review. We use Rose's protocol. If I write this paper, okay, and if I just go and review all the journals and then just summarize whatever they said, okay, summarize is different, review is different. Huh? Summarize means I just read the paper, I shorten, and then I paste. That is called literature summary. It's not a review paper, it's a summary paper, which won't go very, very far because there's nothing new there. You can see how we did this paper. Huh? Although a review paper, we came up with a lot of new graphs, new results, new information, okay, to make the paper more interactive, more interesting as well. So that means you need to have something valuable, something new. Okay, something new. Now, how to have something new? When you read the 20 papers or 30 papers or 100 papers that you're trying to review, and all you do is just copy paste from there into your paper and then just summarize, you're not going to go far because they can just go back and read those papers. You need to give something new, something that they never thought of. They never expect a review part of it, a portion of it. Okay, so that's that. Then you must have very well structured paper with perfect flow, must go like a story. Okay, and avoid careless mistake and bad language at all times. Avoid this. And you only have one opportunity to avoid desk rejection. Now this desk rejection, very, very prominent. You submit 2 days reject. You submit 24 hours reject. You submit 2 hours reject. Very, very usual these days. I've even had papers submitted 6 months sitting with editor, never went to reviewers, reject. Okay. And all those must have very good cover letter to explain your paper to the editors and loads of patience. loads and loads of patients. So that's why you need to start early because you don't have time. Time is not your friend. It's not at your side. Okay. And this is the entire editorial processes that actually the main reason that delays the whole process. Okay. So you only finish up to here. So you submit the paper, that's it. All this is done at back end that you don't know what is going on. Okay. Most likely you won't lah. So so the article will be first assessed by an editor. Okay, editor can be anyone. So I stop here. Editor can be anyone, or could be editorial staff, or could be software. Nowadays, big journals, they use software. So they have certain parameters which you don't meet, they'll reject immediately. So that's why you basically every rejection, you're delaying your process. So you'll be rejected outright. Why rejected? What are the parameters? I will explain towards end of the class today. Now, how many of you here have experienced desk rejection before? You submit, reject, submit, reject. They don't even tell you the reason. They just send you an auto reply saying your language needs to be improved, your paper is out of scope, and so on. How many of you have experienced that? Please let me know in the chat box. Don't feel shy. Then only I will know whether how many of you today have experienced writing papers or not. Okay. All right. Okay, so that means from what I see, writing paper, okay, I wish you all the best. So from what I see today, many of you have never submitted a paper yet. Maybe you're still very early into your studies. That's okay. So we're going to see how we can extract papers. But if you are here, okay, we have more. If you are here, this is a very painful process. Okay, if you get feedback, like what Ms. Nurul said, that will be very, very good. At least you know where to improve. If you don't get any feedback, they just say out of scope. If they just say your language needs to be improved, it's basically an auto reply email. If they say revisions, normally revisions means it's already gone to reviewers. That means you're already here. So normally if they give you reason, they give you why rejection and so on, it could be that it's already a reviewer stage. Okay. When it's gone to reviewer stage, it's much better. You have better chances, better opportunity. Once you are here sent to reviewers, you got 3 decisions that editor will make. Based on the reviewer feedback, editor will make 3 decisions. Either direct accept, okay, accept as it is, or reject outright. Okay, they'll give their reasons. This one, they'll give reasons because reviewers will give comments. Or they'll ask you to revise. This whole process will go. You see the arrows here? It will go major revision, minor revision, another minor revision, and so on. Sometimes some minor, after you revise, will become major again because you'll open the floodgates. You might, while answering this, you might open more questions. Happen also. You get minor, suddenly you're so happy, so excited, supposed to get acceptance, but you get major revision. They say, oh, all this part you never said before. Please explain all these parts, add all these parts. That's why when you respond to reviewers, must be very, very strategic, must be very, very careful what you say. You must be very, very political when you reply. Okay. So that is the whole process. Now, if you think, okay, not if you think lah, there are chances that after reviewers assess your paper, sorry, after reviewers give comments, after it is assessed by the editor, the chief editor or associate editors or so on and so on, then you might have opportunity even to get acceptance directly. Okay, can happen. Okay, how frequently can happen? Never happened to me before. I'm close to 80, 90 papers now published. Never happened to me before, but happened to some of our clients. Happened before, I have to be honest. Happened to four of our clients before. One from UTM, one from UTHM, one from UTM, and one from UTHM, USM. So USM, UTM, UTHM, UTM. Okay, if you want to learn from the experience, how they get their paper accepted directly without correction, go to my playlist. Okay, go to my playlist here. You can check out this video. that I've done podcast with Dr. Hidayat. Okay, Dr. Hidayat he's a senior lecturer with UTM. He was my friend and a fellow client since he did PhD, since his PhD days in UTHM. Okay, until now with UTM, he's a senior lecturer. This is one of the paper that he wrote. Okay, on congregational prayers in mosque during COVID-19. Was a very interesting paper. How to do the air circulation and so on. That was published without correction in Elsevier. Okay, in Elsevier Q1. Impact factor 6.3, I think. So if you want to learn and see what he did, how he did, and so on, go and watch this video. Q1 Web of Science General class. Okay. So make sure you do that if you have time. And the rest are usual stuff. If you get rejection here outright, you can also write an appeal to the editor. You can write an appeal. See, 3 reviewers reviewed, 2 said revision, 1 said rejected, but you rejected outright. Can you please give consideration? I would like to revise according to all 3 reviewers. Please reconsider, send back to the same reviewers. That would be better opportunity for you. Rather than you go reformat, resubmit, start from scratch again, that is actually more headache. So anytime you get rejection from editors, after reviewer comments, you can email them, ask them for clemency. Okay, and ask them for clemency, ask them for help. Please allow you to run the revision, resubmit back to the same reviewers. Okay. Amna, normally when the feedback is revisions required, what is to be corrected? Is it language? Normally they'll give all the comments to you. They're supposed to have given all the comments to you. Okay. Please, can I have your contact, any guidance on my thesis? Okay. For those who want to speak offline, okay, you can contact me via WhatsApp. This is the link. Okay, but we take it offline later lah. Okay, so now how do you write quickly? How do you write your papers very quickly? How do you produce very quickly? Okay, when you read other papers, first of all, paraphrasing is a wrongly hated tool. It is the secret to speed writing. If I can write a paper within few days, it is because I know how to paraphrase. Why? Because most of the papers are doing exactly what you're doing. Sorry to say this, but nowadays we are not doing fundamental research. We are all doing applied research. That means someone would have done something until some part and you continue from there. So the literature, the introduction, and most of the information, you can reuse in very intelligent manner. You can take some of the content, you can paraphrase, you can add new content, you can add new references and rewrite to your own understanding. You can. Okay, you can. But for that, first you need to read papers. Very, very important. If you use AI tool to read, you won't know. Because AI tool just summarize and give you. Okay. You won't know the actual output. Right? You don't know what actually transpired in the paper. You won't learn phrase by phrase. Okay, what went on. So therefore, you miss out on an essential content that actually you can reuse. Again, we are doing incremental research, applied research, but more incremental. We are not doing fundamental research. You're not creating new atoms anymore. Okay. So therefore, all these are reusable if you do it intelligently. I'm not asking you to copy, yeah? I'm not asking you to copy. I'm saying that, okay, maybe you're reading this paper, you like certain part of the content, you can take it, read it, and paraphrase it on your own. Okay, paraphrase it on your own. Very, very crucial. Now, for those who are using papers to read, AI tools to read, I see many new joiners today. I need to mention this. Go to my TikTok channel. You can open this video. Introduction to problem statement, not this. This one. Okay. If you open this video, let me share the link. I will show you the problems, a real life experiment of AI tool. What will happen if you use it to read papers? Okay, how much of fake information, fake assumptions, fake summarizations you can get from AI tools. So my advice to you, there are many tools out there. You can use GPT-4, you can use Perplexity, AI PDF, Chat PDF, Jenny AI, many tools to read papers for you and do literature review for you. But the start itself is a problem. When the tool reads the paper for you, it doesn't know what you need. It doesn't know which one is critical, which one is very important part for you. And worst of all, it gives a lot of fake information. It gives things that are not even done before. And when you go back and read the paper, the information won't even be there. So whenever you use AI tool to read for you, after it summarizes, go back and read. You might be asking then, what's the point me using it? You try doing that, you will find a lot of problem. Then I don't even need to tell you, your own self will stop using AI tool to read papers. You try and see. Okay. For those who never tried before, already summarized a lot from AI tool, I would definitely urge you to reconsider. Go and check back. Because it's giving problem statement, factual information that is not even true. And when your examiners go through proposal defense or Viva, or even your supervisor, when they go through, when they go and read those papers through Google Scholar and so on, they can find the truth. Okay, so be careful. All right. So that is the secret to speed writing, how you can write fast. Now, when it comes to paraphrasing, I'm a person always encourage students to paraphrase on their own. Don't use tools. Okay, because that's how I learned, and that's what I would advise you also. But if you want to use tool, you can go ahead. But these are some of the problems you will get. This is one example with Quillbot. Okay. I've done a video on this also because I've taught students how to paraphrase on their own for free on my Facebook. Although this is part of our services that we do, but for those who cannot afford, they want to learn on their own, I also give them the chances, the privilege to learn on their own on my Facebook page. So this is an original text from the student's thesis. Okay, so first problem we're going to see is context change. All right. So this is from a USM thesis. The student wanted to extract empirical papers. So he did so. He scanned, turn it in showed 100% because USM's rules, when you submit thesis, it will be immediately stored in repository to protect the thesis. Okay. This is the final thesis. So when the student extract the paper out, obviously Turnitin will show 100%. So what he did, he went to Quillbot, he started paraphrasing. So this is the paraphrasing outcome. Okay. Only achieved 61% from 100%. But the amount of damages it caused, I'm just showing one paragraph. Yellow is bad structure and grammar. These are all bad structure and grammar, but that's okay. That one we can fix it, no problem. You can fix it on your own. You can use other tools, you fix it lah. Okay, we leave that. But the crucial part, the red color, total change of context. This is something some of you might not realize because English is not your first language. For those who realize, that's very good for you. Okay. What are those examples? How can it change context? Okay. You look at this first red highlight. A distributed scheduler, okay, for general TDMA WSNs is proposed in 58 DRAN. Okay. A distributed scheduler for general time division multiplexing access wireless sensor networks is proposed in 58 DRAN. This is how the spin, the first spin, put things here and there to break the turn it in chain. Okay. Now, if I go back to the original content, here, if you look at this, in 58 DRAN, a distributed scheduling algorithm, not distributed scheduler, it's not a calendar. It is a distributed scheduling algorithm for general TDMA WSNs is proposed. This is how students won't realize. They thought this is okay. It is totally not okay. For an English speaker, native who runs the editorial, or for people who speaks good English, when they read, they know this is wrong. A distributed scheduler for general TDMA WSNs. No engineers will write like this. No students will write like this. They will definitely call it a distributed scheduling algorithm because that is the name of the algorithm you shouldn't change. Okay, that is the first problem you will face. Another example I can show you. Okay, TDMA scheduling schemes are very complex and mostly require centralized implementation and can potentially increase end-to-end latency. Potentially, increase end-to-end latency. That means what? It may increase. But what Quillbot did, it changed the whole perspective. TDMA scheduling schemes are very complex and require centralized implementation often and can theoretically increase end-to-end latency. What it means by theoretically, when it says theory, that means it's proven work. There is data, empirical data done, and a theory already established. Okay, but when you say potentially, and then you go and replace with theoretically, it changes the entire, it incriminates the paper. You're lying, literally. This is what AI does. So my advice to you, even if you use Quillbot, use it, but make sure you always check the context. check the context and be very, very careful. That means every line you paraphrase, you need to go back, read back, analyze. Then you paraphrase the next line, go back, read. Look at all the thesaurus the flow use, all the synonyms. Okay, what Quillbot does, it spins the content and then it'll just replace the words with synonym, or it'll just rewrite the term. Okay, rewrite the whole term. It'll change the context entirely. So if you guys are using it, you're getting slammed by your supervisor, getting rejected by journals, that could be a main reason. But if your supervisor, okay, everything smooth, your context you feel never change, go ahead. Okay. Then for this particular case, I had to step in. I paraphrase on my own. That's why I know what happened with this story. And that eventually became 20% from 100%. I started from here again. This one, we completely discarded this paper, this version. We went back to the original paper before Quillbot, paraphrased. Single paraphrasing, you can actually reduce the 20% already. Very easily, you can reduce if you learn the technique to paraphrase. Okay. So if you want to know how to paraphrase, you can go back here to my list of classes. Okay, search for paraphrasing, paraphrase, one class here. Okay, and then there is one more class here. 2 classes. I've taught students how to paraphrase. All right. Okay, now second and third issues. Second issue, new issue, turn it in AI. Now, when you use Quillbot AI, use any AI, ChatGPT for that matter, everything will be flagged by turn it in AI. Why? I've explained in the previous class. Go and watch my previous class. You will understand why. All AI tools will be flagged by turn it in AI. So this is one write-up excerpt from AI tool. Okay, number 1. I took this. Okay, so you can also watch the full experiment I've done here on this video. I've shared the link also. I've done a full-scale experiment on TikTok. On Quillbot. Published the video on TikTok. I still do have a Quillbot Premium. They gave me the Quillbot Premium because they wanted me to promote the software, but I did not do. But I still have the premium license. They never pulled back. So this is the Quillbot tool. Okay, at level 1, there are 3 levels, right? At level 1, when I paraphrase, I put in the original writing from here and then I paraphrase. Then I scan, turn it in AI. Okay, turn it in AI from 100%. After Quillbot, it went down to 89%. Number 3, 89%. So I thought, okay, fine, 89%. Maybe we can further paraphrase it back. Okay, number 4, paraphrase it back with Quillbot, higher level. The percentage will go down. So I went back. I increased the level further, level 3, okay, to rewrite very aggressively. And then number 5, it actually went up to 94%. The percentage actually increased. That's it. It's saturated. We did few rounds, 89, 94, 91, 92, 89. That's it. You cannot go below that. This is my personal experience. Why? Because all of them uses ChatGPT, Perplexity, Quillbot AI, Grammarly AI, Jenny AI, anything that writes or summarizes for you, it all uses something called transformer network. Transformer network will look like our neurons. Okay, it will use artificial neural network, the same model. So when you use the same model across all software, there is no any other invention in the world yet. All the inventions of AI now, they use the transformer network only. From transformer network, when you churn out the writing, when it's a line, it writes, I am very hungry and blah, 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 blah. The way it puts the sentences, the words, the way it structures the whole sentence, and when it's combined all together, when you scan with Turnitin AI, you can easily trace out this is bot writing. There is a certain pattern that Turnitin knows. This is all AI. Sometimes it can be false positive also. That's why Turnitin AI, false positive means fake, mistakenly detected as AI. That's why they normally give 20% for Turnitin AI. Okay, same like Turnitin, 20% limit. So if you're below 20%, Turnitin AI, usually you can call it false positive. And finally, number 3 problem, document storage. I'll show you today live, document storage. Okay, if you read this blog, a very, very famous blog, it explains to you everything about, it's a very good, not blog, it's a very good website that explains ChatGPT risk for thesis. Okay, it's, I think, written in America. They're doing real life experiment and updating all. So here, if you read, This is a very important line, which is applicable for all AI tools. But read this, it's important to keep in mind that large language models, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Grammarly AI, Quillbot, whatever says AI, Jenny AI, Consensus, Elicit, everything that writes for you, produces summary for you, everything are large language models. That means it can have a conversation. So it's important to keep in mind, LLMs cannot come up with new ideas. Cannot. We thought it can, but actually cannot. It cannot give you reason or use logic. By right, it cannot. Okay. The AI used in LLM algorithms simply predicts the next word that most suited in a sentence to answer your question. That's it. The flow will go to his brain, find the right answer for this question from various database it has. You just merge it all together and give out the answer. For it, the purpose is to answer you. That's it. Logic or not logic, new or not new, is fake or not fake, doesn't matter. It just has to answer you. That's it. Okay. This prediction is based on the text that was used to train it. Okay, that means all these AI tools are pre-trained, right? The brain was trained. It was used. What are the materials used to train? Books, open access papers, not closed access. They cannot train with closed access. Open access papers, open access books, website, Wikipedia, and whenever you upload your document, ask the flow to proofread, ask the flow to paraphrase, you ask the flow question, the flow answer, you ask more question. All that, especially when you upload documents, all that will be stored and will become information, which it will reuse for other people. Okay? So, using ChatGPT in scientific writing poses the very real risk that text similar to what the LLM is giving you has been already written by someone somewhere. Already. Today, I'll show you that example also. That means, let's say you're telling, just say you're telling, hey, I'm doing this study. Can you give me a research question on this? When the flow gives you research question, the flow already rephrase, but that research question might be used by someone somewhere in their studies already. You need to be very, very careful when you reuse those information. Okay, must be very careful. You can elaborate, you can redesign, okay, but must be very, very careful. There are even experts who claim that if you search thoroughly, you'll always find something similar to what the AI has written somewhere on the web. You can find. But it's very good at paraphrasing. Okay? So these are the three risks that you will find. Okay, now let's go to the fundamentals of journals. You got Web of Science, you got Scopus, you got Quartile, you got Impact Factor. Okay, these are the four fundamentally important things. One more is site score. Site score also important, but no one really cares about site score. These are journal metrics that you need to consider if you want to publish long-term. Okay. So Web of Science, SJR, Simago Journal Ranking is an offshoot website of Scopus. It gives free information about a journal. But for more reliable information, you should always go back to scopus.com. Scopus.com would be a better website for you to go and get information, actual information. But you need subscription. You need sign-in, login from a university. Otherwise, you need to pay yourself. Okay. So Scopus uses quartile 1 to quartile 4. Okay, as the journals indicated. Quartile 1, no, not like that. Quartile 1 to quartile 4. And the flow uses site score as the scoring metric or citation metric. Okay. Web of Science is under Clarivate Analytics. Used to be under Thomson Reuters. Okay. Also uses Q1 to Q4, but it uses something called impact factor as the citation metric. Scopus uses site score, Web of Science uses impact factor. If the journal is Scopus only, it cannot use impact factor, cannot have the term. If it's only Web of Science index, you cannot see the term site score. Okay. These are important information when you want to publish in a journal. You need to check this information. Because if you write a review paper, very simple review paper, no point, you go submit to a journal that is Q1 with impact factor 25, and then you expect the flow to accept. Never work. That's why you need to know your game. You need to know your journals very well, very, very well. Okay? So that is one thing. Then all this ABDC, ERA, all these are other indexing, other indices, which you can also go and check. Then predatory journals. the tertiary journals. Example, Kurdish Journal. If you have heard of the journal, you can even Google it, Kurdish Journal. Kurdish Journal is one good example I can show very quickly. Kurdish Studies. It's a very famous journal, used to be. Okay. So what happened was it got discontinued this year, 2 months ago. Just 2 months ago, it got discontinued because it became a scam journal for some time now. You submit, accept, submit, accept, submit, accept. No review comments, no proper review, nothing. Very fast. 1 month, accept. 2 months, accept, 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 accept. So what happened? Scopus did an audit for this journal. Example I show you. Did an audit. And they discovered that the journal is a paper mill. Okay, we call it predatory paper mill. That means they're not reviewing the paper properly, no quality, nothing. They just accept, you pay the flat accept. So what Scopus did for the first time in history, Scopus did this. Now recently they started doing it. They remove all the indexing of 2023 and 2024. That means, let's say you submitted last year, paper accepted, you paid already online. You might think it is still Scopus, but after the removal, it's no longer Scopus anymore. 2023 fully removed from Scopus database. 2024, whatever published in January, February, all removed. Okay, so this is where you must be very, very careful when you choose your journal. You need to go and search and see how's the journal. You must check on Web of Science, you must check on Scopus also. ERA and so on got a lot of predatory journal. That's why I say, if possible, don't publish in those indexing. Google Scholar is even worse. Google Scholar Duffler is very good database, but Duffler can index every good journal and rubbish journals in the world. So when you want to publish a journal, go for either Scopus minimum or maximum Web of Science. Don't go for any other indices. Okay? So I hope that is clear. And another good website for you to go and check these days is called Retraction Watch. One is Bill's List. You can check this website, or you can go and look for Retraction Watch. Retraction Watch is a very aggressive movement now, very aggressive, very, very solid movement now. They're going after all the journals that publishes very fast. They're really chasing, and they're reporting to all editors, and journals are being forced to remove. Last week, Scottish Medical Journal removed all papers from China for this year, and I think last year also, because they considered a paper mill. Okay, must be very careful. Okay, how to find a journal? Very, very important to know this, because if you get rejected, you need to know how to find the next journal to submit. So even if you write a paper, you need to know how you can find an appropriate journal to submit. Okay, so excuse me. Okay, so there are 3 techniques. Technique number 1, you use journal websites. Sorry. You use journal websites, okay, like Elsevier Journal Finder, Wiley Journal Finder, Springer Journal Finder, Taylor Francis Journal Finder. Many websites will have many journals will have their own journal finders. Okay. When you have these journal finders, it's very good. The floor will tell you the most appropriate journal for you. But the only problem is, these journal will only recommend their own journals. They won't recommend from Blackwell, from Taylor's, from Wiley, from Emerald, from Sage. No. They'll only recommend these Elsevier. They only recommend Elsevier journals. So you're very limited in terms of scope. All right. So if you look at technique number 2, forward and backward snowballing. This is the most excellent technique for you to find the most appropriate journal for yourself. Okay. So here is forward backward snowballing technique number 2. If you open Alice paper, this Alice paper, just recently published, Small Enterprise Research, Taylor and Francis, very, very prestigious journal. Okay, a conceptual framework of executive coaching in family business succession planning, the Malaysian context. Now, let's say you're writing a paper. And then this is part of your literature. This is in your reference list lah. Okay. So you want to find, now you finish writing already, and then you want to find a journal to submit. You want to format, you want to follow the word count, and so on and so forth. So what you can do, you can open your literature, your reference list, and let's say Alice paper is part of your reference list. Then you can go to the references. This is known as backward snowballing. You go to the references. Okay, here, you look at these references, where it's published. European Journal of Economics, Finance, Administrative Sciences. This is last, so this one you can forget. International Journal of Business and Social Sciences. This is a book, so we can forget it. Human Resource Development Quarterly, a journal, definitely. Journal of Human Resource and Sustainability Studies. All these are potential journals that you can go and submit your paper. Why do I say so? Because if you are citing this paper and these are the citations in that literature, that means these are all relevant to you, can be relevant to you. So these are all potential journals you can shortlist for you to go and submit. That is the first thing. Second thing, okay, second item, forward snowballing. Okay, just now we went back in time. Yes, now we go to the future. Okay, just now was back in time from a standpoint of literature. Let's say this one published in 2024. We go back in time. We see all the backward papers. So we saw all the journals already. Now we go to the front. But since Alice paper is very recently published, so we don't use Alice paper. We use one of Alice reference. Okay. So we use this paper. Okay. Because published in 2016, right? Sorry. Published in 2016. So we use this particular paper. Critical factors, blah, blah, blah. So we go to Google Scholar. Still, my all-time favorite is always Google Scholar. So we go to Google Scholar. We search for that paper. This is the paper, okay? 39 citations since 2016. So we click this one. What is this? This means whatever paper from 2016 until 2024 that have cited these papers, you can click this button, you will know what it is. Okay, so from here, okay, this is one of the potential journal, European Journal of something, something. Okay, you can click here, you can see what journal is it. Okay, European Journal of Family Business. Okay, can be a potential journal. Then you have Decision Science Letters, can be usable. IOSR Journal of Business. Small Enterprise Research. Journal of Family Business Management. Journal of International something. European Journal of something. So all these are potential journals that you can submit to. All right, so that is backward and forward snowball. Right? So now let's go to technique number 3. Okay. Technique number 3 is AI funnel prompting. We use ChatGPT to look journals for us. Like I said, we use AI as an assistant. Okay, remember this, because as much as the world is claiming that it's very smart, it has quite a bit of limitation. We need to understand. It is still intelligent, but we need to be more intelligent than ChatGPT. Then only you can use it. Otherwise, you don't know whether they're giving you correct information or false information. Right? So we go back to ChatGPT. We go to GPT-4. Okay, GPT-4. I prefer to use, for those who never attend the last class, I prefer to use ChatGPT-4 over any AI tools, that be it Perplexity, Jenny AI, Consensus, Elicit, Literature, Litmap, anything lah. Okay, I don't trust them. Perplexity is still okay because Perplexity is backed by Amazon, a lot of money. The only one I truly trust is Microsoft, ChatGPT. ChatGPT owned by Microsoft, OpenAI, which is owned by Microsoft now. Why I say so? You see, the FLA is investing 2 billion in Malaysia, 2 billion USD, another 1 point something billion in Indonesia, another 2 billion something in Indonesia, if I'm not mistaken, couple of billions in India. This is what the FLA is doing. The FLA is investing, open data center, hire more smart engineers, do algorithms to make it smarter. So you are writing your thesis. This is very important for you. You need to know, okay, you need to understand. No, you need to use the best tool for the most important document in your life. You're spending 3 years. Don't use tools that might not be reliable at all. So we just stick to this. Okay, I'm not selling ChatGPT and I don't need to sell. They are already very famous. Okay. And I've gotten invitation from many tools. Okay. Many tools. I recently got invitation from, let me see, this is SciSpace. Okay, so SciSpace wants me to promote their software. Okay, and then they'll pay me very good money, yeah. And then another one recently was that's, I think it's in my WhatsApp. Oh no, in my TikTok inbox. Okay, 3 or 4 in the last 1 or 2 weeks itself. 3 or 4 tools already asked me to promote their software. Okay, which I am very reluctant because I find them very unreliable, to be honest. Okay, although they'll pay me very handsome money. I think per video, if I design for them, they'll pay me 5K, 10K, 15K, and so on, easily. Given our followers, like we have more than 280,000 followers now. But I don't want to. Not yet, at least, unless they get really strong and reliable. So when I tell you a software is not reliable, that means I'm really following it. I don't just go and promote a software. If I promote, I can make money, but I don't, because I don't want to destroy your future, like, as simple as that. I know many are doing it. It is their sin to carry, but I don't want to carry that sin. Okay, I don't want you to curse me. All right, so I don't want that. So get back to ChatGPT. Look at this fella. One day, if you see on TikTok, if I promote any software, then I can tell you, you can use the software, because that means I really mean it. Okay, otherwise I don't want to. Okay, so here, I want to find an appropriate journal for my studies. Okay, for my journal. So what I do, I go to ChatGPT 4. I do funnel prompting. Okay, funnel prompting means I start from broad. I get the first attention to my area, my topic, and then I narrow down to what I exactly want. That is called funnel prompting. You know funnel, right? Funnel is like this. If you don't know what is funnel, funnels are usually like this. You know, you pour petrol for your car, you use funnel. This is funnel, right? It narrows down. We call that funnel prompting. Okay. Why? Because I want to get ChatGPT's attention. So I tell the flirt, do you think it's a good idea to publish journal during PhD? So now the first attention all comes to journal. So the flirt can dig up all the information related to journal only. I don't want the flirt to give me rubbish information. So then, before I answer, Atifa, how different ChatGPT? Oh, a lot of difference. A lot of difference. ChatGPT 3.5. Okay, let me put it this way lah. Kalau ChatGPT 4, from my experiment, the flag give you 50% false information, 50% true information. Our experiment, my own experiment, 50-50. 50% true and still 50% false. ChatGPT 3.5, 75 to 80% false. Whatever the flag tell you, especially in academia space. A lot of fake information. Why? The flow never filter. Here now, if you realize GPT-4, the flow will filter. The flow won't tell you all the information. The flow will tell, this part I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't know. I don't have this information. Last time, GPT-5, the flow will just blast only. The flow will give you all the information, all the rubbish. So we get very excited, we just copy and paste. Then everyone gets backslapped. Massive blunder. All right. So this is definitely better. Worth paying, definitely. Okay. But again, my advice to you, don't upload your documents here. Your proposal, your research question, your journal paper, your thesis, anything that you write for your research, don't upload. I'll tell you why. Okay. So now, so these are all the reasons for you to publish paper. Okay, fine. We go to the next part. So then I asked the Fleur, so if I'm writing a paper on executive coaching in family business succession planning, where can I publish it? So I asked the Fleur, where can I publish my journal? Give me a few journals. And the Fleur give me family business review, journal business venturing, journal small business management. Fantastic. Very good. Like I said, assistant. But do your due diligence. Imagine you are a general manager. You have an assistant, example, in a company. When you ask your assistant to do something, when the flirt do something for you and comes back and gives you, you will not just go and use it in your meeting, or you don't use it in your work. You will go through. You will check. Correct or not this information? Okay, yes, then only use it. So you need to do your due diligence. So what I do my due diligence. I want to write a review paper. So I ask the floor for a journal. So the floor give me family business review. So I open this up. Family business review, Sage journal, impact factor 8.8. That means it's a Web of Science Q1 journal. Review paper, I would strongly not recommend to go for a Web of Science. You can go, but it will take very long. So you must look at the scenario, situation. Now I want to publish something very fast. Okay. So I don't want this. This is very high impact. It will take very long for me to trim the paper and get it accepted into this. Like my own paper, this one took us almost 2 years. 2022, sampai last month only accepted. Took us very long. I don't have that patience anymore. Okay. So I don't know. Example, I'm saying I don't want. So I go back the fleur. I go to the next one, Journal of Business Venturing. Okay, close this. This is Science Direct, Journal of Business Venturing. Again, same. 8.7 impact factor, site score 17.3. So this is the Scopus, this is the Web of Science. Don't want. Too high impact. Definitely will take donkey years for me to publish it. So I close it. I go next one. Okay, I ask the fleur. Because I know all these will be most likely Web of Science, so I don't want to waste my time. I go ask the fleur. The ones shared above seems to be very high impact. Do you have any journals indexed in Scopus only? So I go narrow down further. Scopus only. Say, certainly, if you're looking for journals that might be more accessible while still being indexed in Scopus, you can consider the following options. A, B, C, D, E. Okay, let's take this. Journal of Business Family Strategy. Journal of Family Business Strategy. So I open this. Science Direct, Journal of Family Business Strategy. Bam, impact factor. So it is a Web of Science journal, not Scopus only. I want Scopus only, like this journal, like Alice paper here. Alice paper is Web of Scopus Q2 ESCI. Okay, ESCI. Okay, what is ESCI? Under Web of Science, there are SSCI, SCIE, AHCI, ESCI. These are the most important indexing. I got more, lot more, but these are the 4 most prominent ones. SSCI is Social Science Citation Index. You will have Q1 to Q4. SEIE, Science Citation Index, expanded. Q1 to Q4, also got quartile. AHCI, Arts Humanities Citation Index, Arts and Humanities, also got Q1 to Q4. All these are full-fledged Web of Science journal, while ESCI is emerging. No, don't have quartile. No quartile. It's emerging. What it means? That means it's under evaluation. This is like an internship student lah. So internship student, you don't consider them as an employee as part of the organization. So usually these journals will be slightly easier compared to this. This one already full employees. That means they have their standard they need to maintain. This one not yet. So this one is more appropriate if you want to have a bit more easier environment to publish. So again, wrong. Cannot. I only want this. I don't want this. So close. Then I told the fleur, the above are still Web of Science index lah. I only want journals that are indexed by Scopus, not Web of Science. I told the fleur. Then the fleur say, I see. Focusing specifically, this is literally like how I talk to my assistant, you know. I see. Focusing specifically on journals indexed only in Scopus and not in Web of Science can help you target a different set of academic publications. Here are some journal indexed in Scopus that you might consider. So the fleur give me all these lists. So now, Journal of Family Business Management. I take this. I open the, let's see how I'm doing due diligence. I don't just use it. Journal of Family Business Management. Okay, I go to indexing and matrix. Bam. Again, the plug give me Web of Science. I know much lower, but it is still Web of Science because there is impact factor. And there is 5 years impact factor. That means it's been Web of Science for a very long time. Very long time already. This is not Scopus only. So again, what does this tell you? It doesn't know. This is what happens with most AI tools. Okay, Jenny AI, Perplexity. Jenny AI or even worse. Jenny AI is a horrible software. Consensus, Elicit, all these have huge amount of limitations. You need to do your due diligence. I cannot push it anymore. That's it. I know already this is the limitation. No one trained it for Scopus. Someone discussed, the fella recorded ready, the fella record from website, that's it. The fella doesn't know more than that. And remember, go back to the blog. This blog here, this is the blog, this is the website I told you about. Here already mentioned, okay, ChatGPT is not intelligent, it's not logical. It doesn't know new information. It cannot generate new information. It only goreng back, okay, or fry back the same chicken left from yesterday in its memory, fry back in a different way and give it to you. So remember this, any AI tools are the same. As much as the world is claiming AI tool who, AI tool ha, and so on, this is the limitation. We intelligent people at the highest chain of intelligence, okay, we are at the highest chain PhD, right? We should know this. We cannot think like a commoner. We should do more research to understand whether these tools are really what it is, like what people are claiming by government, by organizations, and so on. Okay, maybe normal application should be okay lah. But as complex as PhD research and research arena, this is not there yet. Maybe 50% there only, 40% only there. Okay, so be careful lah. All right. So that is done. Now, types of journal papers. Okay. So types of journal papers. Journal papers, there are two kinds. The most important one. We forget this. We forget this for today. We only focus on empirical papers or review papers. Okay. These two only we focus today. Okay, review papers, these are the most prominent ones. Okay, in terms of review papers. Systematic review, meta-analysis, concurrent review, scoping review. Okay. You guys, I strongly recommend to write systematic review or scoping review. Follow Prisma guidelines. Okay, if you want to know what is Prisma, you go back to my playlist. Here, got many classes on systematic review. We can find it here. There, the systematic literature review with Dr. Tawa. This one is one class. I would have explained, I've break down to you already. And then, if you go back to Telegram, open back, you can see here, systematic review Prisma template. These are all the Prisma templates you can reuse when you do systematic review. Okay, and then scoping review, the Prisma is slightly different. Okay, slightly different. This one in total got 27 items, Prisma. This one got 24 items, scoping. Systematic, scoping. Okay, the rest, don't bother. This one all don't bother. Very hard to get acceptance nowadays. Now, what I've done recently in the past 1 to 2 years, we have combined conceptual review with systematic review. We have done that. We have combined, merged both for better acceptance. That's how we'll coach and consult these days. Okay. Now, these are some of the notes if you still want to study and learn about narrative review. What is narrative review? Narrative review is the one that you do in your chapter 2 thesis, the normal review. No process, no method to follow. That is called narrative review. This is that. Okay. You can check it out if you want to. Then scoping review notes. All this you can download from Telegram group. I tag ready. If you want to learn more about scoping review, the difference between scoping and systematic is that systematic too, you have to only consider empirical papers. You cannot consider other papers. Only data-centric papers. While so scoping review, you can consider books, review papers, empirical papers, white papers, industrial papers, and so on. Okay, and to learn systematic review, there is also this full-fledged notes in my Telegram group. You can check. Okay. Now, number 4, potential extraction of journals from a thesis. Now we go to the important segment today. Telegram group, you can find all the information from this link. Okay, let's take a quick 5 minutes break. We come back and we focus on this. Okay, take a quick 5 minutes break. We come back. We go through our hourglass theory. This is a new theory I'm going to introduce. I've designed this myself. I've been teaching all the supervisors when I train them, but I'm also going to share with students today. Okay, so let's come back in 5 minutes.
Email line.
Okay, let's restart back. Okay, so now we are back in hourglass theory. This is how your extraction process will work. Let's say you're doing your PhD years 1 to 3, or master's, let's say about 2 years. You start broad, right? You start focusing on your finding your title or finding your PhD mode. You're going to focus on to. From there, you start your initial reading stage until your title confirmation. You will slowly funnel down. You will narrow down here. Okay. Some supervisors, they will need you to write papers early. You can write a conceptual paper here with your 10 pages proposal. This is where you will build your 10 pages proposal. This is known as step 1 in our framework, our consulting framework. This is where, if you want to, you can write your first paper, but I won't encourage because this is not finalized part of your research yet. Based on these 10 pages, you will start developing your chapters 1 to 3 here. Okay, these are chapters 1 to 3 here. Take that all off. Okay, so chapters 1 to 3 is your proposal before proposal defense. From here, you can easily write 2 review papers. One would be systematic review here. One more would be chapters 1 to 3 based conceptual paper. Systematic review will come solely from your chapter 2. While Your conceptual paper will come from your chapters 1 to 3. Okay. Then once you finish all that, you get it published and so on or accepted. When you move on to chapters 4 and 5 after your PD, your proposal defense, based on your chapter 4 results, you can write your meta-analysis paper if you want to. It's a very complex process, but it is a very, it can go for very high impact journals. Okay. Or you can choose to write all empirical papers here. With the chapters 4 and 5 done, you can write your empirical papers. You can slice it to a number of empirical papers. Once you finish your chapter 5, depends. Your thesis can be chapter 6, 7, 8, and so on. You can keep adding. Then you will go to your future work. You will open up again. You will tell the world what else can be done that you never do in your future work that can be done. That can easily be a scoping review paper. You can talk about the future of your area, what it's going to be. This is how you can break down your paper. And when you transform that into the 12 steps framework that I designed, okay, for PhD master's processes, from step 1 all the way to step 12. Okay, so if you slice it in between, this is your master's PhD proposal stage. You start with 10 pages proposal. Then you continue to chapters 1 to 3. Okay. Finish your chapters 1 to 3. Make sure you proofread. Always make sure you proofread. Make sure people read it through, understand what is going on, and give you comments and improve your English along the way so that you can know that you're on the right path or not. Okay. Then once that is done, you can go and extract 2 journals here. I put here typically 6 months to 1 year for one paper to be accepted. Can be more than 1 year. Sometimes can be less than 6 months also, right? Then prepare for your defense. Okay, before you propose the defense, prepare your slides, everything. These are step-by-step coaching processes that we will go through. And we will tell you when to extract. Then after your PD, okay, which you will do, then conduct your proposal defense correction. This is something that we will coach very intensely before on how to address the comments before you go on to collect your data. We normally will focus on SPSS, Smart PLS, AMOS, NVivo, Atlas, MATLAB, Python, eViews, and so on and so forth. Stata also. Then finish your chapters 4 and 5, analysis. Combine your chapters 1 to 5 under step 9, expand. Okay, if you want to expand further. Then, because most universities might have a minimum word requirement of 80,000 words. Okay. So here, you can extract 2 more journals. Now, this is where the trick starts. If you wait until you finish your whole thesis, then only start writing your papers, you will be doing it here, which is already close to your Viva. Your Viva is here. Okay. This is very short time. As I said, papers will take time to publish. So what you must do, you must fulfill your graduation requirement much earlier here. This is bonus. This one, because this you have ample of time. You have another 1 to 1.5 years before you reach here. So you concurrently run your publication until acceptance, whether before PD or after PD. There are chances before PD, depends on how fast you go to your PD also. Okay, so that is actually how we plan. And after that, make sure you do a very thorough proofreading here. You can see for entire thesis, I normally allocate 1.5 months to proofread and paraphrase, while proposal only 1 month, because this one takes much longer due to the length and much more structural improvement required for your external examiner. And all our proofreading will come with language warranty, lifelong, and certificate definitely lah. Okay, then prepare for your Viva, mock Viva, and so on. Go for your Viva, come out, you will get Viva correction. Okay. After your Viva, you can get 5 different results. No correction, which can get, okay, we have gotten, I think, about 5 in our entire 10 years of experience. Okay, with the most recent was last year, August, with Dr. Sharifah. Okay, last year, August. Medical on breast chemotherapy study. But very hard to happen lah. Very rare, very rare. Okay. So you can go for the other 2, minor correction or major correction, which is okay. The rest 2, total 5, right? So no correction, minor, major. The other 2 you don't want is major correction with reviva or complete failure. These 2 you never ever want to get in your life. So aim for these 3. Okay, so that is the entire framework, processes, journey for your 3 years. And how do we normally help? We will go on coaching mode, comprehensive coaching, including we will guide you in terms of literature and how to develop, how to write. And after you write, we will review it for you and tell you where you can improve. And on the other hand, we also have consulting mode, where we'll go on content editing mode. Okay? Now, from that review paper, I would always recommend to write systematic review. Okay, when it comes systematic review, the most important thing for you to do in systematic review is to first design your research question. Remember, your systematic review question would not be the same or won't be exactly what you define as RQ in your proposal. It will be different. Why? Because the RQ in your proposal is meant for empirical RQ. That means you need to collect data. But the RQ for review is for review, to conduct a review. So it will be slightly different. Always remember that. It can be the same, but preferred not to. So let's go to ChatGPT very quickly and ask the flow to give us a research question. Okay. So before you start systematic review research question, you need to bring the first lens to you first. So there, we start funneling again lah. So I ask the flow, do you know the processes of Prisma for systematic review? That's the first thing I ask them lah. Do you know the processes of Prisma for systematic review? So the flow give me all the Prisma requirement lah, all the requirements. And then the flow ask the flow, what could be the research questions for the topic of executive coaching in family business succession plan? Okay, that is the thing I asked. And the flow give me all the potential research questions here. You can see all these research questions. All this can be a research question, but remember, you cannot use it exactly because this one is being, is being reprocessed from the information the flow already have. For an example, the research question here, how effective is executive coaching in enhancing the leadership skills of potential successes in family businesses? So the flow is basically telling how can executive coaching, that means teaching executives to enhance their leadership skills of potential successes in a family business. That means who's going to take over lah. If you look at the research question by Alice, the conceptual framework forms the basis for developing the propositions that address the main research question. How would executive coaching contribute to business leadership transition to the next generation? The flow rephrase and give you something similar. Why? Because Alice used ChatGPT in the early phase to proofread. The flow already stored the information. That means all these are either coming from books or papers that the flow can read, open access papers, or from queries that people establish, or from the documents that they upload. All of this. Similarly, any AI tools, when you get information from the flow, remember those information might most likely is already online. It's already someone's information that the flow just rephrase and give you back. Okay, the flow is a large language model. The flow is not a new thinker. Remember that you are the new thinker. You are the new thinker. This is not. So what you can do, then you can ask, how can you use it? You take this research question, you develop it further. You enhance it further. So rather than you go and read and do literature review to understand all the research questions out there, you already have this, but you know you cannot use it directly. You expand it. You add more items. You can also say how effective is executive coaching and internal communications in enhancing the leadership skills of potential successors. So you can add one more element. You'll bring in one more review insights. Okay. So I hope that is clear. Now, after you finish your research question, you develop your inclusion-exclusion criteria. This is inclusion, this is exclusion. Very, very important systematic review. This is a template given by me, designed by me, to guide you on how you can design your inclusion-exclusion. So this is the title. Sorry, this is the study title. I just give example, how I break down and how I form my inclusion-exclusion, first stage and second stage. This is a bit more expanded lah. Okay, so you can download the template from my Telegram, go through it. If you have any questions, you can ask. Okay, and after inclusion exclusion, you already include all the papers, right? Then build your literature matrix. This also can be found in our Telegram group. The template is given. You can follow similar when you conduct yours. Okay, before I go to the last two steps, any questions so far? You guys seem to be very, very quiet. I hope you guys are following. Hope it is clear so far. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask now before I go through this segment. Okay, I think no questions. Okay.
Assalamualaikum, Doctor.
Yes,
I just
hi.
want to
Hi.
ask that
Mm-hmm.
is it compulsory to add the research objective, a research question in the SLR? I mean, when I'm doing my literature review, not all of the
Yeah.
uh, mentions the research question. I mean,
Okay, so this one is for your thesis or your journal?
journal.
Journal, it would be good to have. Would be good. If you don't have, people sometimes they'll just call it a problem statement. They'll just put it as a statement, or they'll just use the objective. Or people who write very frequently, they'll use research question. It is contextually can change study to study, but predominantly it's good to have RQ lah.
Okay, noted. Thank you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you. No problem. Okay, any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you for the when you review your article and you are trying to confirm, just like you mentioned that if you upload your material, maybe your article, if you upload it online, it is going to be accessed online like that. So should we just rely on peer reading, or maybe reaching out to senior professionals in the academia to help to review, or what should we do along that side, knowing that when you upload, your document is going to be all out there, it is going to be reused by the AI?
Yeah, thank you for the question. Don't ever upload to AI, because the fellow got no knowledge of how to write a paper. Simple as that. The fellow don't know. The fellow is just training and looking at how the papers are written. The fellow just synthesize information and tell you whether it's applicable or not. We don't know. See, the fellow don't even know the difference between Web of Science and Scopus. How are you going to rely the fellow to write a paper for you or review and tell you which one is good or bad? The fellow may tell, but whether it's logical or not, we don't know. Unless you're an experienced person. Like me, I will never. So what you can do, you can benchmark yourself. If you don't want to ask a senior person, you don't want to get consultancy, you want to do all on your own, you can benchmark. You can download a PDF paper, very high impact. You can compare your paper with that paper, side by side. It won't be, of course, it won't be exactly what you did. Then there's no point for you to write paper, right? But at least a prior paper that you think it's a good paper that you want to follow, that can form the basis of your opinion and review based on that. Okay. Norni, if I may ask your opinion, is scholarly a good tool to help us write an article? I will again tell you, no, if ChatGPT is not a good tool, and I won't say not a good tool, not a suitable tool for academia, it doesn't even know the difference between Scopus and Web of Science, I think the rest can answer you already. Because most of the AI tools, they are using the micro functions from ChatGPT, most of it. Okay, then they just build on top of it. But the core brain, okay, core brain is still AI, ChatGPT, or something similar. So if this one, the biggest boss, is having limitation already, then the rest you can understand lah, right? So that's what I can tell you. If I were you, I would do a manual benchmark, because what we are doing is totally new. It's a cutting edge research. These people, these AI tools, all being trained with existing information. So how can you rely on it for a new information-centric review process or writing process? That's the most important thing. All right. Okay, so that is that. So that is okay. So that answered all the question, I guess. So now let's go to the this segment. This is conversion step 1 of 3. Firstly, there is no one single formula for extraction of content. Okay, firstly, no problem, Noni. So I have to tell you this, because from every thesis is different, And when the extraction processes takes place, it will be different for every topic, okay, for every thesis. So you need to look at your individual thesis and decide. And your thesis is the anchor. Remember that. That is the anchor for information. So remember, if one paper equals to one thesis equals to one paper only, that is a total disaster. What did I mean there? That means you can actually write way more, much more than that. And remember, your thesis is like Google Map. You must locate individual papers and break down the ideas. Okay. Conversion step 2 of 3. Identify appropriate target journal. So one for scoping or conceptual, one for SLR, one for empirical. So you check the scopes according to that. Okay, so this is how you can normally strategize your papers. Shorten the length of your thesis into papers. How? Easier said than done. It's not that easy, but you have to shorten it. You have to shorten it. Okay. Akim, what is the maximum benchmark? 20%. Plagiarism or 20% usually. Some journals even 15%. Turnitin AI and Turnitin both. Next, you break down your contribution ideas into segments. What is huge and what is small. You arrange according to that. Let's say you want to submit in Scopus Q4, then you just put very simple information there. You want to submit a Scopus Q1, then you put more information into it, more unique information into that. Okay. Easiest method is to either split by chapters. That means conceptual, chapters 1 to 3, SLR chapter 2, empirical, chapters 4 and 5. Or you salami slice. That means you don't write review paper, you only slice your empirical chapters. Okay? Okay, best technique to write a paper. This one to answer one of the questions earlier. To write a paper is by reverse engineering. Okay, very, very crucial this one. So this is a very good paper from Dr. Hero, systematic review. So this is the first paper we worked on for Dr. Hero systematic review paper back in 2019. Published in Journal of Cleaner Production Elsevier, impact factor 11.072. Okay, this is a very, very good journal. If you want to know how to write, go and read this paper. It will be very, very useful. Okay, then from here, this is a concept paper. Okay, this was systematic review. This is a concept paper. Dr. Parvez. Also, we worked on this paper. Took very long to publish this paper. A lot of challenges. Okay, very good benchmark for social science studies. This is SSCI Q1 impact factor 13.4. Very good paper to look at as sample. Right? Then this is my own paper, scoping review paper. This one I published back when MD pair was still reliable. But now this journal, Journal of Open Innovation, had been bought over by Elsevier. Okay, by Elsevier. So this is the journal, Scopus Q1. Okay. So anything, if you want to write in terms of scoping review, it's a conceptual review based on scoping method. You can look at this paper. Right, it's a good paper. Don't think it will be very simple paper because MDPI it is not. Back then, this journal was brand new in MDPI. Okay, it already very quickly becomes Scopus Q1. All right. Now, conversion step 3 of 3. Extraction requires paraphrasing skill. You need to master the skill to rewrite because you're going to rewrite based on every single chapters or every single papers that you extract from the chapters. They have to look different. Paraphrase is to distinguish one article from another of yours. Don't use Quillbot, don't use ChatGPT all to paraphrase. You need to learn to paraphrase on your own because you don't want to change any context or insert fake information or get flagged by Turnitin AI lah. So if conceptual, SLR, empirical strategy, you need to have strategy so that papers don't kill each other. That means too much of overlapping information. If salami slicing, also, you must weigh the content. Let's say one empirical paper, you want to go for Scopus Q4. You know, this empirical paper is very good. This result you send to Scopus Q1 or Web of Science Q1. You need to write in accordance to that. Okay? So, rejection. Why rejection happens? After doing so much of work, still rejection happens. At editor's desk, I can guarantee these are some of the limitations. Number one, your language. Some people have the misconception that you can proofread only after acceptance. Why you want to review after? Why you want to waste money after accepting? It's already accepted. Let it go. Right? Why you want to spend money? You're supposed to review and proofread it and paraphrase it before submission to journal. You want to give your best piece of work before you submit to the journal. Then you need to write very strong abstract. There is abstract template in my Telegram group. You can download. Cover letter is in the next segment. I'll show you. And lack of novelty is something that we will normally try to tackle during our coaching and consulting moment. That's what we do during coaching part. Lack of novelty could be a crucial part. Let's say you already crossed editor. You went to reviewer stage. Here, these are the main reasons that you get rejection. Content problem, lack of novelty, unrealistic claims, not a timely research. These are the main problem. Your content is not being precise. Your novelty is not really there. Very, very unrealistic claims that sounds ooh-ha, but nothing is there. And your references, all your references can be too old. Some can be too old, but not all. Okay? These are the main reasons. And when you submit a journal, always submit with certificate of proofreading. Okay, make sure you do that. And if you use AI to write, make sure you declare. But the review process will get tougher, especially now, after they find out a lot of AI paper where the prompt also they never remove, but journal accepted. Now all Web of Science Scopus, they are starting to be very, very strict. So when you declare use AI, your level of review process will be even more tougher. Okay. And how your document must be after proofreading by humans, what you should expect. This is Dr. Harold's paper. This is what we do to his paper. Paraphrasing, proofreading, editing, and structuring. We rewrote the paper to make sure the flow is there perfectly from top to bottom. And that is the paper that was published. Very, very interesting title. Mirror, mirror on the wall. What climate change adaptation strategies are practiced by the Asian fishermen of all? This is the paper. If you want to read, very nice paper. Very good example to follow. Okay, for those who are writing thesis and proposal, remember, we are offering ultimate thesis package up to 30% off, which includes proofreading, translation, formatting services. And for journals, we offer 10 and 20%. We are the one and only lifetime language warranty provider. That means your language will be covered under warranty, provided you don't make any changes. Okay. All right, cover letter and sample. Okay, let me quickly, we are running out of time. Let me quickly show you. Cover letter, this is the cover letter I'm going to share with you. Most people will write cover letter only up to here. And then they will sign and send. That is very wrong. Shows your, never give any effort. For some it works, but most it won't work. What is this? This is like your CV cover letter. When you submit to a job, you write your cover letter and submit. That cover letter will tell about yourself. CV is pinpoints, cover letter, more explanation about yourself to that role. Okay, CV is more general. This is same. This one is more centric, explaining why your paper is awesome and suitable for the journal in one page. So I've written down everything. I don't have time, as I told you earlier, to go through all of it, but I'm going to share this with you. I've explained here what is every segment. You can rewrite according to your own paper. Okay, so do you want this in PDF form or Word form? Because Word form, you can rewrite directly. PDF form is just a reference. So please let me know quickly, do you want in Word format or PDF format? If you want to reuse it. Okay, so meanwhile, Norni, Dr. Tao, if our paper get rejected and was available in Research Square, then we submitted to another journal or manuscript problem with 13 results. How do we, you have to paraphrase, no choice, no chance. No any other choice, you have to paraphrase. As far as I know, I don't know what is Research Square. I only know Research Gate or maybe RCIF. If RCIF, you don't need to paraphrase. If Research Gate already online, you can try to bring it down. You can try to pull down the paper. Okay? So everyone wants in Word format. So okay, I will share in Word format.
Anak I semuanya tak save lah sebab Educare tutup. Lecture pending.
Okay, mute ready. Okay, these are the free notes I'm going to share with all, not done yet. I'm going to share with all of you a very good review paper, a systematic review, conceptual review, cover letter, a very good concept paper, and also scoping review. These are all the materials I'm going to share with you all. Now, finally, for those who are stuck with their publications, proposal, or thesis, okay, you can write your concept paper, systematic review, definitely possible, or empirical paper. This is a very good example. Our recent empirical paper that we coached took 1 year and 2 months to publish, Web of Science Q1. So don't wait until you get your data. All right, write early. And Also for PhD thesis proposal, we can also coach and consult, which we go into these categories. PhD proposal consultancy, Scopus Web of Science publications, defense preparations, proposal defense examiner response, data analysis and interpretation, thesis to journal conversion, Viva preparations, thesis examiner responses. These are the 8 categories that we normally coach and consult. Okay, so with that, upcoming classes, next class going to be on chapter 1, background to problem statement writing. If I can combine this into RORQ also done in one class, then here I'll talk about systematic review. I haven't decided yet. This will be the upcoming classes. Okay. So with that, thank you very much. This is where we are located in Cyberjaya, our office. You can check our Google review as well on our work. If you want to meet me, please set an appointment, or we can talk over the phone. Okay. So with that, thank you very much. Sorry for the slightly extra time I've taken. Let me look at the questions. Norni, research square is a cloud for any manuscript submitted to any journal under review process. Okay, all right. Thank you, Norni. Thanks for that. Kusai, later they will share the recording, Center for Postgraduate. And to everyone else, thank you very much. I'm done. Puan, if you want to end the session, atau I end terus.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Tava. So,
No problem.
hence we will see you again for the next class.
Sure.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Puan. Thanks for your time, and send my regards to Prof as well. Okay. And thank you to the entire CPS IIT.